control position. There we go.
Okay, so everyone will see this in a bit, but in around 190 seconds to be exact. But welcome to the stream where you're watching the We Like Dota 2 League, or rather the We Like Dota League 2021. This is week 2 of the group stage, if I'm not wrong, and we have Team Injoker and Bridge Burners Anonymous here. I am joined by my lovely, lovely squadron, benjdota. Say hi, Benji.
Hello.
And of course, for Bizalonius, also known as fourbeats, he will be my co-caster while Benji will probably be here for a bit and then dip. So,
Yes.
Hello, very happy to be here to watch some classic Dota 2.
is that all you got? All right, well, let's just go with that.
I feel like I gave more than Benji.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, you gave me quite a lot of that.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm very happy to be here watching the We Love Liverpool Dota 2 League.
Okay, so Benji, you actually play in this league, so I'm gonna need some insight from you. Do you have any info on these teams whatsoever?
Well, I do not think it is this league, because I believe this is the casual version.
Ah, okay. So you're in the contenders division, yes?
Contenders. However, I can tell you that both of these teams did play last week. Team Injoker took on Looming Fruit. They unfortunately lost 2-0.
Okay.
And the Bridge Burners Anonymous faced off against Ill City, and they went 1-1. So,
Okay.
Just taking a look at those two games, I actually.
Okay, we
it's a
haven't
little
actually
bit-
gotten the chance to watch any other game because the only game I casted, I remember, was I think Team Drip versus Just One Kill Please, and then it ended up with one disconnect in game 1, which is quite unfortunate. But yeah, let me just double check. You posted in the We Like Dota community chat already, right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Very beautiful.
I want to talk about the Slark ban. It's a weird hero to ban out.
No, okay, so
what does this indicate to us?
Okay, so the thing that me and Benji have established from casting one game is that... Okay, wait, sorry, my team overlays are a bit dicey. Let me just transition like this first. Yeah, okay, nice.
So
it is all about comfort.
Yeah, all about comfort. And one thing I would like to point out, sorry for interrupting you, Mike, but
Absolutely no
when
issue.
I'm looking at Bridge Burners Anonymous's last series, in both of their games, they had Dark Willow first banned against them. So, and it's happened again here. So clearly they have a very competent Dark Willow player, potentially a Dark Willow mid. I have seen a lot of discourse around that.
It's bad. Actually, that's the...
I think it's bad.
Nah, yeah.
Okay,
I mean,
what if you had a seasoned Dark?
No, okay,
Willow?
Yeah.
that's the thing, right? I haven't seen a season that Willow play, so I might just be talking out my ass. But interesting thing to note here, I'm not sure whether it just is a coincidence, but we are seeing a Disruptor first phase ban again, which is something that we saw in the match that we casted Benji. I'm not sure if you remember, but it seems like
I do
Disruptor
remember.
is quite a contested hero. It might be, the age-old thing with Disruptor is when you're ahead, it just helps you roll on forward, right? And that might be what these teams are looking to, avoid, because a glimpse catch is kind of hard to play around.
And you were talking about comfort. I can't think of anything more uncomfortable than laning against a disruptor.
Yeah, that's true. I can name one thing, laning against Ogre. That is not
Yes.
fun as well. So obviously, one thing that we noticed as well is that there's very heavy emphasis on the lanes and lane dominance. We're already seeing that with Ogre. Basically the go-to melee, just smack you in the face, stand there and tank for usually his safe laner. On the flip side, we see the Shadow Shaman picked up. Also another hotly contested pick. We saw Unruly Bear pick it up the previous time. But hasn't seen a lot of success yet, but it gives you everything, right? It gives you teamfight, it gives you towers, it gives you Roche, it gives you... How many times are we going to reuse that joke? I don't know, but it's a good one. So, yeah, but Shadow Shaman, the hard disable is something that can never be understated. Especially in like a environment as volatile as this, where it's like a league play, right? And it's just the second match of the entire group stage. You want to fall back on these old reliable heroes. It's Venge against Lash and Shadow Shaman that presents a very easy way to break up the Shadow Shaman's disables. What are your thoughts on this, my friends?
I like it. The Venge pick was something that we saw a lot, maybe a patch or two ago in particularly the POS 3 role. I'm not sure whether that's that good anymore. I think this is most likely the support duo coming out from Team Injoker of Ogre Vengeful Spirit, which is a pretty well-rounded support duo in my eyes. It gives you decent disable, decent sort of team fight. So yeah, I like.
Does it
this
give you
two
towers and
support.
push as well?
Does it give you die? Is it die the?
Yeah, but actually, I'm
we'll
going to
practice that.
I'm going to disagree with you on that one. I'm pretty sure it's a. I'm gonna say it's a off lane bench, just because you get two
Okay.
supports that have point and click stuns. Like that's one Dota's off and it's GG. But yeah,
I guess so. Also, something I would like to point out is there's been a lot of pre-game trash talk
Yeah.
going down in the
Yeah.
WLDL discussion chat,
Yeah.
particularly against these two captains, Shake and Miss Snow.
Absolutely.
Some real fighting words.
Miss Snow is like, so it's come down to this, and then we have Shake going like, yeah, save it for playoffs only. So whether we'll see like both teams go at full force or whether there's gonna be some saving strats going on, you never know. But you know, they're still week 2 into group stage. So Sven, PL, and Morphling bans out. Ban. I can't speak.
Banned out.
Banned out. I can kind of hear myself. I think it might be beats. So, but I'm not too sure. It might
Also,
be.
Mike, you're in.
Oh,
Emote
yeah, I'll turn mine down a little bit.
I mean what?
You're in emote only chat.
Oh, am I? Thank you.
Yeah.
Did you try to chat or?
Yeah. It's fine.
All the carry bans are coming out. I'm
Yeah.
curious why you would ban both a Morphling and a PL. I guess they're both very annoying heroes to play against, but I'm trying to think of like what it indicates as a position 1 pick.
I don't think
Um,
it's indicative of a
pick.
position 1. I think it's more of a protective pick. If I'm playing Ogre, PL and Morphling are the last 2 heroes I want to do something
Okay.
against. You have 2 point and click stuns. Those 2 heroes do not care about you. You don't have enough
Yes.
sustained damage to deal with the Morphling. And the scary thing about bench position 3 is that, let's say it's a position 5, right? It's gonna be very weak. If it's a position 3, even if you respawn, that guy doesn't care. He can just kind of like, he can morph into you, and it's pretty good morph too because of the aura, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a Slada banned
Yeah,
out. Yeah.
So what do we think about this Lesh? Do we think this is
It's a mid.
because Lesh obviously? You think so?
Yeah. Why? What's
Is it
what's
maybe
your?
potentially? I mean, I'm just thinking about it being picked first phase. Is it something that they have sort of in mind as a mid, and then are gonna maybe potentially flex later on?
I don't think we.
Because Lesh is a hero that in the past has been very flex heavy. Maybe not so much now.
I
But
guess
can
so.
be played on the off lane. Can also be played as a very, very fast tempo position 1, and can also be played as a 4 as well.
Right now, I think it's a bit hard to tell. The only thing I will say is that I feel like just off the first 2 picks alone, and we're about to see the third pick around 20 seconds if we don't go to reserve time, of course. But the 2 picks for Team Injoker don't really speak to me. Like, it feels like a very one-dimensional draft right now. They don't really do anything particular. The way I can see this going, it's gonna be like kind of like a 4 buff 1 or 4 protect 1 kind of strat where they have one like hyper carry and they're just like piling on all the armor armor reduction and like attack speed bonus.
Yeah.
Underlord is really good against these like hyper carries though, because the percentage HP damage and just the pit is so annoying to deal with. Also, just like Underlord Shadow Shaman lane is gonna be so scary to walk into. Like, as an ogre, you want to be able to run up and smack them, and you're not gonna be able to do that against an Underlord. A Wind Ranger pick comes out. Okay.
Conceptually, the OD ban is very interesting to me, just as a not as like a general strategy thing, but just as a ban that opens up so many other heroes.
Why?
Into the fray.
What do you mean by that?
I think OD is just a hero who can he kind of shuts down other heroes in a way that other mids don't. So I think he opens up the
Just
both
'cause of
mid and
the-
safe lane pool to both heroes.
Just because of the safe mechanic, you think?
I think because of the same mechanic, and I think because of just his ult, it can be abused against the right lineup.
Okay, so
Very heavy.
it's a bristleback pick here. Okay, so you might be a bit right about the Vengeful, but it still could be a position for a Wind Ranger. They're really doubling down on the point and click disables, which is something I'm very scared about. They do have stuns, but like what I said, 1 Lotus Orb and it's not gonna look very pretty for them.
Mm-hmm.
Do we think this is a pause 1 bristleback?
I doubt it.
Last week, Injoker did play this bristleback, and they played it post 3.
Because
Okay.
if you play position 1 Bristleback into an Underlord, you're not really gonna have that great
That's
of
not
a
a
time.
fun time.
You can run him down early on, but the thing is, if he just even has a semi-decent lane, it's gonna be rough. And I mean, they have to play a really high tempo lineup, as in like they have to really push the button. And I don't think that Wind Ranger really suits that build. Because Wind Ranger's kind of looking to hit like a Maelstrom MKB timing with Blink or something like that, right? But it's something that we saw Zackman also bring out, like the Wind Ranger playmaker. But I don't know how that's gonna fare for this one. I'm leaning towards a Wind Ranger mid. What about you guys?
Yeah.
I
would
kind of
agree.
think I see that as the role right now.
Ooh.
This is gonna... Okay, so it could be a Viper. I have no fucking clue.
No, this looks like.
Viper
this,
mid, Lash off. No, Underlaw is more or less off
No.
lane, right?
Yeah, I think as you're kind of
this-
forced into that role.
This kind of looks like the Lesh 4 position. Unless you're going to do something tricky like an Underlord mid and a support Viper, but...
So this is kind of what I was talking about with the OD ban. Is like I think this is a hero you can look at, and then based on like what they pick after, you can kind of determine where they wanted that Viper to go. So I think because of the OD ban, it makes me lean towards a Viper mid.
I'm pretty sure that this Viper is a direct response to the Bristleback though, and Viper...
Yes.
But Viper and Wind Ranger kind of square up like even in terms of the mid lane, right? We saw that literal matchup from Zackman and I think it was 2-9 the previous time, where they kind of went even, but it was Zackman who kind of pushed the issue with, you know, his Maelstrom timing and rotating around the map and whatnot. This is a really, really scary lineup from the side of Bridge Burners Anonymous, but I do think they're lacking in terms of initiation right now. They don't really have a good way of starting out the fights except for running at you, and maybe an Underlord Ethos, which still can be saved by a bench swap, so you don't really have a way of getting on this Wind Ranger unless you catch her with like a slew of disables.
Interesting things to note. There are a few actually here. So, in their game 2 last week, Injoker did. If we're assuming this is a Wind Ranger mid, then Injoker did pretty much the exact same sort of drafting pattern. They pick their 2 supports first. They pick their mid and off laner in the second phase. And then also, this Lesh was played off lane by Bridge Burners Anonymous last week.
The good old roll queue picking order. When in doubt, you know, it's always the carry last pick, and it seems like that's gonna be the case here. We see a few more carry bans coming out. Faceless Void banned out on the side of Team Injoker. Very, very. It makes a lot of sense because the amount of lockdown that they have is rather lacking right now, unless they throw all 3 of their stuns on the Faceless Void. And there's a lot of damage that can be pumped into the Chrono. And on the flip side, we see PA banned out, who is, you know, a lot of physical, literally pure physical damage on the side of Team Injoker, and she can kind of just dodge all of that and not really care.
I was just about to say I like Dusa here for Injoker, but
Very good.
very not.
Wait, why do you like
There's like
Dusa?
no carries.
Okay, yeah,
There's
yeah.
no carries in
Yeah,
this
there's no
sport.
carries. Who else is left actually?
Troll.
Ooh, but Troll gets Troll for which side though? Because Troll on the side of Team
I don't know,
Injoker
I'm
just
just
gets
literally
kited to hell. As Clinks. Clinks.
Lungs.
I don't like this Team
Lot
Injoker
of
lineup because it's just pure physical, and there's probably like some pick that I'm not thinking about that can take advantage of that.
I mean, I don't know how you would do the roles, but Pugna looks very spicy for Bridge Burners Anonymous.
Do you think they will
Maybe
play
not
Lash
Lash.
position 1? Because that could be a thing, right?
Yeah. Well, I'm just thinking against all of this physical damage. Which hero loves to play against physical damage? It is
Pugna.
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 Big mid Pugna. Yeah, as you said, not a lot of carry heroes left in the pool. They've only got 5 seconds left here.
That's Rave King.
Ooh, and that's a carry hero.
I don't know about this one. I really don't know about this one. This doesn't feel very convincing to me on both sides. There's a lot of, like you said, the main Team Injoker plan is physical damage, right? But both sides kind of lack a bit of an initiator right now. I'm gonna be looking at Daisai Y on the Rave King to be getting that blink early and just frontlining for his team because they have a ton of damage to pump in. They just don't really have a way of getting in. So if he gets a blink early on and it just stuns someone, the chain disables come from the Lash, the slow comes from the Viper. They don't really have a way of escaping that. On the flip side, I think if Team Injoker want to have a chance, but if Team Injoker want to kind of push the issue, they're gonna have to do it a bit early on because as the armor stacks up, it's just gonna be harder and harder for them to get pickoffs.
Yeah.
The Shadow Shaman just represents this like disable that just gets scarier and scarier over time because you get caught up by a hex and it's just chain disables all the way. Any predictions, boys? I'm gonna have to give draft wise game 1 to Bridge Burners Anonymous because I just feel like Injoker's a bit one dimensional.
Their roles look a little bit iffy. Like I'm not sure.
Yeah.
And they seem to be doing a fair bit of role swapping between their players based off their last 2 games. But I agree. I think that Injoker's draft is very centered around physical damage, and it doesn't look like we're playing the. I think this is a position 1 bristleback, if I'm not. So actually, yeah, this is position 1 bristleback, position 2 clinks, and no.
No one hears you, Seth. I was trying to say GL to everyone. I'm pretty sure it's a position 1 clinks. Position 1 clinks, I'm pretty sure. Alright, so previous match as Leshrac just balling out of control. This is Baba Jax, and we have Daisai Y flexing his Wraith King Arcana.
Oh, 23 and
23,
1.
1 and 80.
And then
That's
a 12 and
intimidating.
0.
Oh, this man's.
You
this
hate
man's
to see
bouncing.
that.
This man's bouncing. Okay, let me turn on my casting config. Let's see if this works. It does not.
So,
Oh, sad.
Wait, why am I like... Wait, I can't even control it. I'm like their perspective.
oh, this is a bug that happened. I also have this bug. I'm not
Uh-oh.
sure
How
how
am I
you
gonna...
disconnect?
Do I have to disconnect?
Wait.
Because this is quite a terrible situation if it doesn't work out.
I guess if all those fails, I could stream the game to you.
Yeah, but then I have to stream from Discord, which is a bit dicey.
Yeah, that's not.
I'm
That's
not
I
trying
guess
to
that's
fix
not very
this.
fun.
Yeah, I only see one side fault, which is weird.
Yeah,
This is a bug, right?
I've seen this. Yes, I've seen this bug many times before. I don't know. How to fix it. Let me just disconnect.
I'm okay. So I'm locked to one person's player perspective, which is I can't even move the camera actually. Yeah, I can't even move the camera.
I can't
That's
even
unfortunate.
get back into the lobby. I don't know how this works.
Can you not spectate this game? Like
I
this
think
game
I
that we're
can,
spectating.
but I won't be a caster. Oh no, I'm reconnecting.
Okay.
Uh,
Oh, this could be real crappy though.
So
yeah, I think you might need to disconnect and reconnect.
Okay.
Let me see if it works for me first.
Okay.
Because you may not be able to get back in. But what I was trying to say is, can you look at the players list?
Yes.
Yeah. So we have Shake is usually playing the position 1.
Right.
Which would make this a mid Clinks and an offlane Wind Ranger.
Right. It is an
which looks
offlane
like
Ranger.
what they're doing. What so?
And I remember,
just
I
that's
seem
what's
to remember,
changed,
I can't remember who it was, but there was someone in the draft who claimed that this was a position 1 bristleback and got flamed and told that he didn't know what he was talking about.
Oh, Miss Snow is mid actually. So the captain
Yes.
and drafter is mid. That's interesting. And it's gonna be a position 4 Leshrac instead. Does it work for you, Benji? The
No, I'm still locked to someone's play.
Why?
I will try and ask in the WLDL chat.
Yeah, that's kind of weird and upsetting. I literally cannot even change the player perspective.
Yeah.
Like I'm just like looking at a. That is real unfortunate. Let me see if I can. Am I not a spectator? I guess maybe it's because I'm the cameraman. Do you guys?
Could you possibly spectate the match that I am watching?
That's what Benji's doing, right?
No, I reconnected.
Okay, let me try and. But it could be dicey though, because if I disconnect, does it disconnect all of us?
No.
Okay, I'm gonna try. No, because it's real fucked if I leave the game. Okay, how about this? Can one of you try disconnecting and then spectating the
I
match
did.
we're watching?
So, okay, I will.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
reconnected, right? You disconnected, reconnected.
Because
Oh, this
mine
is-
is working. I don't want to disconnect because mine is working. Like I don't want to.
Yeah.
Working as in you can move the camera.
Yeah, I am totally like.
Okay, then in that case,
Watching
do
the
you
game.
mind streaming to me?
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay,
My config is really bad, but I will do it.
it's fine. I think it's better, but I'm gonna have to like set up the stuff again. Feels bad, man.
I don't have nitro. Feels bad.
Oh, feels bad. Okay, that's rough. Do I have to buy Nitro just for this? Feels bad.
I think I would have to buy Nitro.
Okay.
But yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna try my best to just
This
hold
would be a
down the...
temporary solution.
Oh, okay, so Miss
Still
Snow,
like someone's perspective.
even when you spectate, are you spectating live?
Yeah. Yeah.
Try spectating not live. That might change things.
Might be on a delay.
Yeah. It's okay though. I mean, delay and proper spectating is better than
It says.
Yeah, I agreed.
could not watch the game at this time.
Yeah, because there's no, the delay hasn't been 5 minutes yet.
Okay, so I have a feeling. Okay, let me just ask. You are spectating the game at your own free will, right? So you can just move wherever and click whoever and all that.
Yes.
Okay, I think it might have something to do with me being the cameraman. Because I clicked the camera icon, so that might be janking it up a bit, but that's unfortunate.
Okay. Unfortunate.
I'll try and figure it out for game 2, I guess.
So, who do we think wins this mid matchup? Because right now it appears.
It's Viper. It's Viper. Yeah, like without a doubt. Like let's take a look at the mid lane. This man is just the poison attack just stacks up way better than the clings, and this nether toxin is way better at farming stacks, which he has settled for himself. Oh yeah, the real
Good
suffering.
call out.
Thank you.
I agree. This Viper's been stacking too, so his like CS is like. He's killing it on the CS right now, and he's gonna like this Clinks. Like, look how sad he is right now. He wants to get in this lane. He can't. He has to stack this camp, and Clinks does not take the camps very well.
He's okay now with the burning barrage, but it's definitely. I mean, the ideal for Clinks is that you farm up to your Maelstrom and then you start farming stacks. If you have to go to jungle a bit earlier, it's a bit dicey. For the most part, as Clinks, you can kind of dominate whatever lane you're up against, but this Viper pick has really kind of thrown them off. This is the last pick
Clinks
Clinks
is
do.
who do you? These are both mid heroes that like the gank a lot. Who do you think ganks better? It's definitely the Clinks, right?
It's definitely the Clinks, unless the Viper builds for it. So like something like Athos might be something that we look at, but we'll have to see what the Viper is planning to build. Once again, it's the poison attacks coming in, and the Lash actually here pumping away damage at the tower. There's nothing the Clinks can do. That's absolute. That's real cute actually. Do you guys see that? So he's just standing in this tree line and just spamming Edict, and the Clinks can't actually chase him away. Maybe this is all part of their strategy, which is kind of cheesy, but you know. The Underlord, you know, a hero that you don't really want to take his levels, because the higher level he is means he can survive the lane a bit better. They're gonna have to go on him and try and force him out at this point, but it doesn't. Oh, okay. They're going on him, but it literally doesn't matter because he just walks away.
he said.
Very cranky right now.
Yeah.
What is the so he just has a ring of health. I don't know what the position 1 bristleback build is here. Is he just going like
He has to go Vanguard first, I'm pretty sure. Either Vanguard or like Hood. Because if not, you just like get blown up, right?
Isn't the Hood better this game?
Yeah,
You
Hood
go
is better this game.
100%.
Yeah.
Dude, this is such a frustrating thing to have to go up against this Clinks right now.
Yeah, this guy is just suffering. Like, and he can't do anything. The second tower is taken. Like, he's not gonna be able to maximize his farm because he has to like just sit in this weird area where there's like maybe 1 or 2 camps he can rotate to. Meanwhile, the Viper can just move and then start like pressuring the map, and we actually see the boost of travels. This is a really nice pickup from him. Oh, and look at that, the tower's just going down. Like, this this is something from Team BBA. They can't do anything.
This is
and he doesn't even get the
pull
deny.
something out of the bag.
Yeah. Wow, and the tip coming out. Yeah, that was part of the plan all along. I mean,
now this Viper can just be active. This Viper doesn't have to like. He can just be on the map at all times.
And this is what we see,
He's done
right?
his
Because
job.
he has picked up 4 levels in Nether Toxin. He clears this jungle with ease. So this entire area now, bot side is his. He can just stand there, and the Kings can't really threaten him at any point in time. You need like a +1.
We're 6 minutes in, and we still have not seen a first blood, which is kind of surprising given the lineups.
Yeah. I thought it would happen top, but like they've just been kind of forced under their tower. We're gonna see if they I mean, right now the lane's in a bit of a bad position for them. They're gonna have to pull it back if they want to farm. But this Wraith King's still coming out pretty okay, all things considered.
Yeah, it seems to have been a lot of harass coming out from the radio.
Oh, they're actually going on the Bristleback right now. It's Miss Snow with the gank bot. This is the Bristleback counter that they picked, and it's the first blood. Miss Snow taking out Shake, the arch enemy. These are the 2 players. These are the 2 players that have been trash talking the whole start of the game, and that's gotta feel good if you're BBA right now.
And that's exactly what we were talking about. Like, they get this mid tower, and then this Viper can just be, he can just have a presence on the map, whereas this Clinks can't do anything. This
Right.
is just a dead hero right now.
Actually, I'm interested to see, like, I think they could do a bit of a split, like if the Shadow Shaman went mid to get levels, because he's like terribly
This guy
under
dies
level
again,
right now.
doesn't he? He just dies again.
Does he? He's trying to walk
The
up.
Viper's still here.
No, but he's going on the level 3 Lash who
Oh,
can,
this
who
is
can
smart,
die
this
very
is smart.
easily.
Yeah, yeah.
Where is our Viper? Our Viper is all the way behind.
He's
just
gonna
a bit-
get this huge
way.
flank though.
No,
He's
a
dead.
stun? Oh, the stun actually level 1, not landing.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
he
he's
actually
so
lives
sick.
too. Oh, Shake is dead. Shake has to be dead, yeah. The damage over time is just too
Disappointing.
much.
You don't even find anything, and that's 2 quick deaths in a row for this bristleback.
The thing is, this
Yeah.
guy, that was a level
We
1
can check
stun,
that
but
with
we...
these,
Yeah. 2748, you hate
500
to see
behind the
it.
Razor King, 1k behind the Viper. Did pretty well in the lane. I mean, it wasn't a horrendous lane, but
Yeah.
those 2 quick kills really.
No, it's but it's also presenting a really scary issue because when the fight start, who is going to walk in front and give the vision? If it's your supports, they're gonna get blown up instantly with the rate that they're scaling, and it looks like Ogre's getting okay, he's just chill for now. He's hiding in the trees, but this tower is just getting roasted again just by Porkchop. You see, he's doing this. The tower shenanigans are back again. His Edict pinging it again. He sees the Ogre. Does he land the stun? No, it doesn't really matter. Holy Mittens can't really do much here, just waiting for his impending doom. Yeah, he TP's out, very smart from him, and gets out with his life. Meanwhile, the Klings is pressuring the tower, but Lauter Zoo, there's no way he can match the tower pressure of this Porkchop level 2 Edict right now.
And it is the pos 4 Ledge, which is something that I feel like we haven't really touched on that much. Do you think it's good this game? Offering quite a lot of tower pressure as we've seen already so far.
I don't think they get away with this in a second game, but yeah, I think as like a kind of like a cheese pick here, it is kind of ruining their life.
I'm really not gonna lie, like I expected a lot more from the Bristleback Ogre lane. Like if you just run it, the Underlord and the Lash level 1, they can't actually do anything to you. Because if you land an Ignite on them and then you start like getting those nasal ghouls off, they actually have to walk away. But you know, the second you get those levels up, we saw as soon as I guess in this case Porkchop did a really good job because he made sure that what's his name? Everybody loves Raiden got his levels quick and early. We saw you know, the level 4 Bristleback running and the level 5 Underlord, it's just not gonna happen. He just walks away, right? It's way too tanky to be threatened.
It makes me wonder how much of their strategy was that Lesh rotating to mid that early, and how much of that was maybe him actually getting like bullied out of lane a little bit by this combo, and then having a really fortunate like plan B
Right, that's true.
on that mid rotation.
Okay, we see Daisai Y rotating into the jungle. I think it's going to be really important to see if Shake has any stacks set up for him, but it doesn't look like it at the moment because I can't move to my... And
He has one ancient stack,
Okay, they're going on
which
Babarushka core, and Miss Snow is actually getting turned on by Baba Jax here. Manages to get the
Hey,
kill
that's
with
a
his
huge
javelin.
kill.
That's huge. The Karataki coming in, but the Klings is here, but Baba Jax getting
Ooh,
shackled in the
damage.
Firestorm. Porkchop with
God.
his Edict as well, and the stun onto Porkchop, turning it around perhaps. Are they finally gonna get this return kill? They are. Lautazu finally getting his revenge for the early tower kill, just being forced to watch as this Edict ticked away at his tower, and you know, he finally just please get out of my side of the map, sir.
I mean, the Radiant are back in this game. Like I think
Aye.
Klink's net worth is matched. Let me just give you the rundown. Klink's net worth has almost matched this Viper. Klink's was able to get mid tier 1. This Bristleback has a lot of room for recovery in this game.
Yeah.
I think you would like to be playing a little faster. I think that's their biggest problem. But in terms of the game state as of right now, maybe not in the future, maybe not 10 minutes from now, I think they're happy to be where they are.
Yeah, I think the thing is we're saying that, but right now let's take a look at the top tower. This is definitely where BBA will be looking to pressure next with their tower push lineup. They have the Lash Edict and they have the Shadow Shaman wards. The thing is, it's gonna get really scary for them once all outer towers are down because their farming space is gonna be severely limited. It's gonna be up to Team Injoker to see how much they can get out of the map before those towers inevitably fall, because once those pathways to the jungles are opened up, it's going to get a bit scary. Porkchop getting gone on here. Holy Mitten stuck in the corner. That's a nice block. He's doing a loop-de-loop to try and find and the lol coming out in all chat.
You hate to see it.
You hate to see it. That's just a bit unfortunate for for Holy Mittens, but you know, dewarding, it happens. I've been there. Feels
A
bad,
couple
man.
of interesting things to note so far. So you mentioned that the game state looks pretty good for Radiant at the moment, but one thing to note is that this Viper has gone for Boots of Travel, so
Yeah.
potentially a bit of a greedier build that could see them come, I don't want to say online, because they are sort of online anyway, but definitely hit a power spike a little bit later in the game.
Oh, the Invis rune. They ping.
But this
I
Invis
think
rune could be
no,
a
but
bit-
he's pinged out though. He's pinged out. They knows. They knows. Shake saw him pick up the Invis rune, and yeah, they're probably aware. But that's not gonna stop them from converging on this tower. Is he gonna drop the Shadow Shaman wards? I don't think so. They're gonna wait for, you know, the next wave to come in. Meanwhile, Miss Snow is creeping up. There really isn't a way for them to kill Baba Jax unless they get a hex. But Baba Jax is aware,
They don't
seemingly
know-
sneaking a bit too
Yeah.
close, and they see Lao Tzu go invisible.
Do see the
So
clings,
yeah.
So I think this is a back
Mhm.
the shoving. Oh, they
Oh.
actually get pork chop at bot. But he's really far up actually. Let's take a
What was he doing there?
it
Also
looks like he was trying to get a
interesting
ward of some
to-
sort. Maybe he was trying
This
to
is-
maybe he was trying to make a goal on the bot side, but he just wasn't prepared for, you know, the ogre or the bristleback to be there together. Because we saw Daisai White in the area with his freshly completed armlet. Could have tried to make a goal
Yes.
there, but realistically speaking, there was no way they were gonna kill that bristleback, like just the two of them.
was just
So,
about to mention the Armlet Deso build looks like it's going to be the choice for Dice Y. Do you
Yes.
guys prefer this to the Radiants?
Uh,
Because I think those are the two builds that I've been seeing the most.
yeah, I
I think if there was ever a game to go Radiance, it might be this game where this Viper's just going to be creating mad space for you. But if they wanna fight, like, I think that's what this indicates.
I don't mind this because this allows them to take a really early Roche, I think. Like to deny that from the side of Team Injoker, it's gonna be huge because you know, between the minus armor and the ogre, right now they're spending like every single resource they have just stopping this tower push from coming. But here it finally comes. The serpent wards come down and the edict comes down. The fortify in response,
Look at
but
them
it's
charging
not.
forward.
Yeah, they can't really do anything. That's the thing, right? Because you look at the side of Team Injoker, what is the team fight? What's the team fight plan? It's your bristleback running in. Okay, a shackle from Baba Jax.
Oh, a nice shackle.
Oh, and the swap, they're committing a lot for this Shadow Shaman, but he actually ends up going down. Barash Kukor will be the trade for it. Pork Chop a bit too far forward, Miss Snow. Is he gonna fall as well? Everybody loves Rayton with the Dark Rift out. Can he save Miss Snow in time? It's a lot of physical damage and he latches him right before he flies back to base. The taxi service just a bit late from Everybody Loves Rayton. Could have thrown that one out a bit early, but you know, maybe positioning a bit too far forward. Team Injoker definitely what they needed to do there because, you know, like I said, the game plan from here on out is going to get a bit tough for them once the outer tower falls and they manage to, you know, get some pretty big kills. Especially on this Viper.
So the Bristle is going Vanguard Hood. He's doubling up.
Yeah. I don't know how I feel about the Vanguard per se, but I guess at this point you're just a frontliner, right? So you just try to get as tanky as possible.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the Clinks is the real carry in this game. And even
Yeah.
the win range, it might even be more important than the Bristleback at this point. I think the Bristleback, I do like the itemization in just that. Okay, I'm gonna frontline. You're not gonna be able to kill me very easily, and then my win ranger and Clinks can do all the damage. I think I like that because I think these three cores sort of have to function in that way to be able to win this game.
I gotta say though, like I was really impressed with how Misto played the early game, but I feel like the transition to the mid game has been a bit weak. Obviously they went for the boots of travel first, and that indicates a lot of rotations. But if you want to get a boost of travel, ideally you want to be splitting the map. We saw a lot of times there was just an empty bot lane or empty bot jungle. That could have been easily found by Misno rotating with boost of travels to still come top. But instead we saw a lot of people committing top to obviously try and get that outer tower. But it just feels like a wasted 2000 gold item if you're just standing around at top side.
Venture actually misses the D ward on this
Ooh,
bot
that's
tap.
unfortunate.
Ooh, that's.
Yes.
I wish I could click over to it, but feels. But
The vision game right now from Dire is insane. They have a really deep ward in this Radiant jungle, and then they have two wards watching Radiant Triangle.
yeah.
I mean, this is the advantage that taking all these outer towers gives you, isn't it?
Yeah, I will say that it's really I don't really like this posturing from BBA because like this is a waste of a boost of travel. I guess they're rotating now. They're trying to make it to bot instead because they realize that the Bristleback is just sitting top. But Like the boots are like you could be farming mid, you could be rotating to this fight. That's kind of how you want to use the boots to travel.
And smoke.
But they see
Yeah,
this
this is the
clinks
armor
is actually
test-
being
it's the armor
revealed by
test
this.
timing.
Did he notice? That's the thing though. Okay. But they don't catch him in time, they have to settle for the ogre, and Holy Mittens is more than okay with that, just dying for his carry. Realistically speaking, there was really no way that they actually get Lauta Zoo there. He was standing
They
under
turned this into
sentry.
a tier 2 tower. That might
Yeah,
be-
but the Fortify comes out, and the skeletons
I
are
think they can
tanking
still
it.
stick around and just
Yep.
finish this one off. Do they have
It's a
wards?
little
They do
bit
have
painful,
wards.
but yeah.
They don't even need to commit it.
Are they going high ground?
That's very nice.
Yeah, so
I don't think so. Miss No immediately TPing out to clear up mid lane, which was pushed into their tier 2. But you can come back, clear out this outpost.
Okay.
Get some nice vision down in this jungle and really collapse
collect.
where Injokers have to farm.
Okay, I'm
to get
gonna
back into
restart.
the
I'm
game.
gonna restart my Dota because
Okay.
someone in chat recommended this fix. So they said restart and then it should be okay if I reconnect. Hopefully it doesn't mess up.
Okay,
I'm
I will
sorry.
do the.
Yeah, give me
I'll
the
do
audio
play-by-play
feed.
until
Yeah.
then. So you've got Wind Ranger is getting a haste rune here. She's going to be looking to invade the Dire jungle with this, but she's going to find nobody, unfortunately. So this
Yeah.
indicates that she might actually get gone on here by this Underlord.
I mean, you definitely need a +1 as the Underlord to be able to kill this Wind Ranger.
Yeah.
This Wind Ranger is feeling pretty
Oh,
invincible.
this-
In fact, it's the Underlord that's in
Yes.
trouble. 3 heroes come here.
Oh, and I'm
Ooh,
back.
just enough.
Does it matter? Oh, guys, I'm casting again suddenly. Oh my god.
wow.
We got that. Yo, are
my
y'all
God, I
watching this
hated
feed?
that.
I
I
hated it too.
hated that.
But the Underlord, thank you so much, Jon Snow, in the know, actual MVP for this game. But yeah, let's take a look at the net worth, which I can press easily now, and the vision game. Oh my god, look at me. I'm rolling. This was what my 4 hours of hard work for was for. Okay, yeah, but Underlord does fall. He has the Guardian Greaves. How about you guys walk me through what I missed because it feels bad, man.
So Wind Ranger invaded the top jungle, and then rotated back around. Underlord was looking for her and got sniped by 3 heroes.
Right. And actually, since we're on that topic, one thing I want to mention is this Wind Ranger. We haven't really talked about her. Offlane Wind Ranger isn't really something you see, as I missed a kill on Lash with my top tier observing at bot side. Once again, he's sitting here. This is the second time he's just down here. What do you guys think he's trying to accomplish?
It's tough to say. I mean, this full lash isn't something we've seen.
Yeah.
And
I think he already
I don't see-
accomplished his goal.
yeah, that's true. Beaters actually makes a good point that the early towers were huge for the Dire, and at this point, I think maybe just sort of struggling with what to do. Like,
Yeah.
sort of a bit of a I don't really know what I'm doing. I guess I can push towers, but I'm not very strong. If I get ganked, then I'm dead. So maybe just trying to make something happen.
I'm just of the
Quite well.
opinion that okay, so Daisai Y does get the blink, which is what we've been talking about since the
Yeah,
draft.
yeah, this is-
he's going to
they're
be
looking for a
yeah,
fight.
and it's go time. One thing that I want to mention before we probably have a fight kickoff is these supports can't play away from their carries. They cannot do anything alone. And in comes Daisai Y, gets fought by the trees, though unfortunate. Still manages to get the stun, but it's really deep.
Still a
Holy
big
Mittens,
commit, yeah.
yeah, I think Holy Mittens can walk away, and the Fortify coming out from BBA. Oh, but they spot Shake on the sidelines. Miss Snow's tacking on to the poison, but yeah, and they bail
just get
out
out.
with the Dark Wave. 1 free tower mid and free tower defense at bot. That's crazy. So we see the plan of their draft now, right? They want to steamroll these towers and ditch.
Yeah.
So I
They
think
have-
this BKB purchase from this Wind Ranger is actually going to be really smart. She was going Force Staff earlier, but I think what she's recognizing is that she needs to kill the Shadow Shaman and she needs to kill this Lesh early
Absolutely.
in these fights. And she can't do that. Like with Force Staff, you can't get to the back line. She'll just shackle you, he'll just hex you. And there's no one else that can really hit the backlines on their team besides this Clinks, who I think he has other targets in this game.
What about a blink for the Wind Ranger though? Would that enable you to get to the backlines, or do you think BKB is just the absolute necessary item?
The thing is,
I think
you
BK
kind of have to rely on yourself.
yeah, it has to be the BKB because you are not running through all that magic damage. The one thing that you
Yeah.
can do as a Wind Ranger is really focus fire people down, which, I mean, I know it's the name of the skill, but it's what we saw happen to Miss Snow as well. That's one of Viper's main weaknesses, right? Because as much as the corrosive skin does give you magic resist, it does not give you physical resist, which is one of the pitfalls of this pick, right? Because we saw it at top also, like, that Viper who was super farmed just got melted by the Wind Ranger alone. So that's definitely something that you can look to do as this offlane Wind Ranger, especially if you're Maelstrom now. She's just one component, a recipe away from finishing the BKB. So yeah, we're gonna be. I think once she gets that BKB, it's gonna be a really huge pickup for them. But yeah, a Shackle again and Pork Chop falls again. Man has not been having that good of a time as soon as he split from his team. But they find Shake here, alone in the middle of the river. Oh, but he's just tanky enough. They don't have the disables for him.
Eternal Shroud.
Yeah, actually making the difference right now. Oh, and Babush Core looking for a
I
swap.
don't think you want to. You do not want to fight into this DD room of Dice IY with the Armlet Deso build and the Blink. Any hero,
Yeah.
I think
Unless you're
company saves
Bristleback.
might even be one shots.
Apparently.
Unless you are Bristleback.
Pork Chop actually going for the use into what looks like it's gonna be an Aghanim or a Shard, perhaps. It's very smart because the Nihilism is... Oh, it's not the Nihilism, sorry. The Split Earth is actually such a huge area denial, and that's kind of been the name of the...
So annoying.
Yeah, I
hate
don't...
that spell.
I don't think they're gonna be
Also,
able to
my
fight into
connection
this.
with
Oh, am I not?
No,
Oopsie.
I have to do my own spectating.
Sorry.
Pretty bad.
Sorry. Okay, let's take a look at the items in the meanwhile. Right now on Miss Snow, we have the BKB almost complete once again. So around the same progress as this Wind Ranger, who is one of the items that we're looking out for. Clinks, on the other hand, is finishing up his own BKB. Right now, we just have BKBs galore, it seems. I think it's important for both sides.
I think what this is going to come down to is if this Wind Ranger and Clinks can hit this BKB timing before this Wraith King can get his.
Yeah.
Because that's going to be their timing.
I don't know if the Wraith King is going for BKB though. Oh, he is, yeah. But no, but the thing is, like, he doesn't really need it because he has a second life, right? As much as he does chunk a lot of damage. Oh, and they almost clipped Lao Tezu with that dust over there. That would have been a bit disastrous. No one was in the vicinity to save him. We see Shake split pushing at bot, but the Bloodlusted Tower, as big and strong as it is going to fall. Of course, the Fortify comes out just as I say that, pelting them away, but it's not going to stand for long. Unless...
BKB online.
Okay, Miss Snow TPing away with the Boots of Travels. Love to see it, clearing the wave. That's what you love to see. They decide to back off a bit actually. And you guys mentioned, oh, and the smoke. They spot Baba Jacks out, so that smoke's probably a bit spotted, but they managed to get out scot-free, so I'm sure they're happy with that. Especially since the rest of their team is a bit disconnected. We were talking about how after all the outer towers fall, they're not really sure on their plan. Of course, they've been sweeping out the tier 2 towers. Oh, and actually 4-staffs him in.
A huge kill.
But can he get him from the front? The
I think
stun
he's too
as
tanky,
well.
and this Wind Ranger's going to come in with BKB.
No, but it's not a Shackle that lands right now. She does have the BKB, but she doesn't actually want to commit it onto the support alone. Pork Chop, he used himself, but he's gonna fall. And Lao Tezu is walking in. Oh, in comes by Daisai Y, swap away. Holy Mittens is gonna live for now. He's falling a bit low. Baba Jax.
For him though.
Yeah, Baba Jax
First
actually
life.
uses his entire BKB. Daisai Y now stuck in no man's land. Can he be saved from his team? Another nice 4-star from Karataki. Miss Snow just wasn't managed. Oh, Daisai Y.
Can they finish him off? Lattizu looking for it. But
No.
That deep.
No, but the thing is, like, they don't really
Very
have.
nice 4-staffs.
They didn't have
Coming
Miss
out
Snow
from
in that
side.
fight. Just a bit kind of disconnected from the Viper. Maybe pushing out a bit too far bot. Didn't really keep track of where the rest of the team was. But that was a really nice fight from the side of Team Injoker, just collapsing. And we see, even though they get the jump on Shake, when they don't manage to get him with his back facing the wrong way, it's still so hard to take this guy down. Even especially without the Nether Toxin. Daisai Y actually getting gone on here.
Daisai Y has no
No,
ulti.
but the Wind Raider doesn't have the BKB. Is it enough? Can he guard him off? A nice stun from Pork Chop, stopping Baba Jax in his tracks. Daisai Y gonna fall, but Miss Snow with the BKB, turning it on this shit. Bristleback, his arch enemy, and they actually get fogged a bit. Everyone's just slow and stumbling around.
He is so tanky.
He does have the Aghanims. That's kind of what slowed all of them together.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's a huge kill on Daisai Y because with the Blink Dagger, he's foregoing a bit of his own progression to try and push up the tempo of the game, and it's not been working that well for them right now. Miss Snow posturing very far forward without BKB. Yeah. Getting the tank on the Holy Mittens, Lao Tezu turning the stun, but the use into the stun setup. Turning out Lao Tezu, but Shake is there to round the corner, meets him there, just slaps him back home. Lao Tezu is gonna fall to the damage over time though, but everybody loves Rayton deciding it's time to bail. This Bristleback is way too hard for us to deal with. Karataki,
Oh no, what? The misclick! Oh no!
Oh,
Everybody
that
is
is
waiting.
painful.
Oh.
Stuck in the middle of everything.
That's a costly mistake. Honestly, the Underlord and the... the Underlord and the Shaman kill aren't the biggest things in the world, but it's just that much for Shake just to come back even further, right? We talked about how, you know, this Bristleback was gonna have a lot of space to come back. It was still gonna be scary because of how strong this Viper was, but they just didn't manage to find the opportunity to really punish him while he was farming up, right? And the whole time Lauta Zoo is, you know, getting more and more farmed. They do manage to take him down, but it's a gross overcommitment from the side of BBA. They have to dive way further into this jungle area than they intend, and they just get turned around on and punished. Miss Snow, you know, like I mentioned, Black King Bar, but no armor is just gonna get you shredded by these clinks and you know this Team Injoker lineup.
I'm running in very far without the BKB.
Yeah.
Perhaps a little bit of greed, a little bit of tunnel vision, you know, looking for that pesky ogre, but just dives a little bit too far. And Injoker able to claim some huge kills, now taking a lead in the network. And one thing I do want to mention is this Wraith King build, Armlet Deso, very good for damage, but not that great for being extremely tanky, especially against this Clinks who deals a lot of damage, Windranger also a lot of damage, and then this Bristleback who, I mean, not that much damage, but it can stack up over time. I would love to see an Assault Cuirass coming out from the Wraith King, just to make him a little bit more tanky, give him a little bit more armor, but the BKB, the first priority, has got to be. But yeah, not really having the impact that I was expecting out of this Armlet Deso blink timing.
No, I think it's also like I don't want to say this, but like it's kind of a bit of disconnect when it comes to the team fights, right? Because like it's the whole point of the draft is the Wraith King runs in, he gives vision, and then you can kind of like, it's what that Viper was struggling with earlier on, right? Because he's trying to chase the Ogre, but he doesn't see him, so he can't get the poison attack off. All you need is vision from the side of BBA. You get the Underlord to run in and pit people, you get Wraith King to run in, give you vision, and that's so much damage that you can dump in. But, you know, like, there's just a bit of a disconnect when it comes to the team fights. We don't see the damage being piled in when the Wraith King is in by himself, and then at the same time when the Wraith King is not there, they just get gone on. And once again, Karataki is gonna completely melt in an instant. Missed no BKBs, but it's the physical damage yet again, just getting chunked down, just falls without getting any spells off. Through the BKB, Rayton pops his taxi again, but hopefully he presses it to the right spot. The Gale Force, is it enough? Rayton manages to make it out.
Oh my goodness, that was so close.
You guys know when you book a Uber or a Grab, and then you kind of accidentally mix up the location and you know where you pick up. That's kind of what happened to him, but he doesn't, you know, fool me once, not gonna happen again, you know.
Yeah. He learned his lesson definitely.
Yeah, but you know,
Roche here.
a bit too little, too late, and yeah, one of the strengths of this all physical damage lineup, easy Roche. All this minus armor from the Bristleback, the buffs from the Holy Mittens Ogre. This is, you know, we talked about how they need to push the tempo, but BBA, after taking those outer towers, just kind of didn't really push the issue and looked a bit lost. They looked in fighting form when they were in that death ball, just barreling down the towers, but after that they kind of seemed a bit lost as to what they should do on the map.
It seemed like their read may have been like, we want to defend this top tier 1, so this Bristle can't take this lane. But the Bristle doesn't care about that, he just wants to jungle.
Yeah.
He's not a carry that wants to take the enemy safe lane.
Yeah. The thing is, the Bristle is just perfectly fine sitting there because it's just like free farm running his way, right? Yeah.
And I say this Injoker lineup very scary now with an Aegis. Is you had Lauta Zoo before being a little bit squishy, a little bit, you sort of had to play on the back lines. Now with this Aegis, you're gonna have a lot more free reign in fights to be able to just pour out this damage.
This Bristleback has become so terrifying just because of the fact that we see the Viper as the counter pick, but then the Viper is not able to stand up to the pure amount of physical damage, right? And as much as we talked about how, yeah, I mean, it's always gonna happen, especially with all the outer towers down. The lanes are just gonna like push way further to your side of the map. But yeah, like it's not gonna amount to much because this Lash strat, as much as it worked out for them earlier on, he's kind of fallen off, hasn't been able to do much in the fights, and we see a fight breaking out yet again. Shake on Miss Snow, TP out doesn't literally matter. All the TPs are coming out, but they're getting melted. Lauta Zoo with the BKB, and the Crystallis just shreds them apart, and they take their outpost back. That was so easy. So, yeah.
Sorry for saying that the Wraith King died. I was watching your stream. I was watching your actual stream, which is 5 minutes behind.
Right.
That's my bad. But yeah, another 2 huge kills. It just seems like in the past, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes, BBA just have not been able to find any fights.
Take a look at the network graph. Yeah. No, actually, even in like the mid game, right, it's still relatively even, but it's just been skyrocketing just because this Viper hasn't been able to get off the ground. Like,
and look at all those green dots on the graph. Ever since me and like reconnected,
absolutely, yeah.
Very few red dots. Most of them have been D wards. I hate that they include D wards in here. They're not as important as kill.
Yeah,
but
somebody
a lot of
about.
things going right for the Radiant, and it's looking pretty disastrous for the Dark.
This is a
They're
team
gonna
that-
they're gonna need a couple big plays to come back into this.
These are two teams that push very, very quickly. So any missed
That's
fight
true.
can really affect you.
And they're gearing
You're
for high
already
ground, they
seeing
don't
the
even
rat
care.
coming out.
Yeah, they have no choice,
Yeah, as you
right?
said.
Karataki looks like he
High
wants to
ground.
plant this. Yeah, they might be able to get this. The Fortify comes out, defending the high ground for now. They back up momentarily, but I don't see any reason why they go any further. He still has the Aegis and the completed Daedalus now. That is scary. Shake on the meanwhile has his own BKB. This Bristleback is unstoppable. They just don't have enough physical damage to threaten him. One thing they do have going for them is Pork Chop with the shard, but it doesn't really matter when he can just run out and BKB like that. The force staff
Look
away.
at
The
Shake.
Gale Force pushing him back. Pork Chop is gonna fall
Wow.
completely. And on the backside, this Wraith King is gonna fall super quick to Lauta Zoo. Doesn't have the death pack up, but it doesn't even matter. The BKB chopping through it. This physical damage is just way too much for him to handle. He's gonna die, he's gonna sigh, he's gonna ask why because his team is falling to bits. Shake still on the meanwhile, his flip side, you know, just not even caring right now. Just the sustain with the Eternal Shot like we talked about. This Viper, the Nether Toxin, isn't enough to hold him down.
No, this is a very difficult game, I think, for the Dire to come back.
And the
into.
Wraith King
They
buy
tried
back.
the Rat in two lanes, but I mean, it just wasn't enough. I mean, the Viper had to TP back, doesn't even find the tier 3 tower. And meanwhile, you lose the lane of Frax. Clinks has still got this Aegis, and you've still got Shake at pretty much full health. And
Bruh, the Wraith
how do you
King.
kill this Bristleback?
The Wraith King just bought back to just see his towers fall. That's some
They don't
sad.
find anything for it.
Yeah, the thing is, these supports are just way too far behind, right? They melt in like 2 Clink's auto attacks, and none of them can really stand up to this Bristleback. There just isn't enough physical damage to threaten him. He actually just goes for the Kaya Sanj because he just does not care, man. The sustain, the lifesteal and spell amp is gonna keep him tipped, topped, and over the edge.
Oh,
There's
and
no
an arcane root. He's not going to take it, actually. That
Yeah.
would have been a little bit too disgusting.
gives it to Holy Mittens as a little thank you
Nah,
to
that's
his.
it,
That's some
Reeves,
position
that would
5.
be interesting.
It
Might
makes-
No, I-
this Bruiser.
I like it.
All beats. Either.
I understand why, like, completely why he went the armlet Gesso this game. Like, I think it's the correct play given the state of the game that they were in. But I think if you have Radiance at this point in the game, you're feeling a lot better about like your potential to come back.
I mean, we say that with hindsight, right? And you mentioned.
Yeah,
at
for
this
sure.
point in the game. But perhaps it's also a situation of, we mentioned that they weren't really pushing their advantage that much. Like, yeah, they took all these outer towers, but they weren't really getting the split push going. You know, they weren't really making the most out of their advantage, and perhaps that's where the armlet Deso could have really come in handy. You know, sort of pulling your opponents around the map and then finding these solo pickoffs where the armlet did. Armlet Deso is like super devastating.
I honestly think that you don't
my
actually Yeah,
And
this
the
is
tower
this
is
kind
already
of
gone.
pushed
It
so
melts.
fast.
It absolutely
Yes.
melts.
Lauta Zu with the finished Hurricane Pike right now. He's never gonna get gone on die side. Why can't he even walk in without taking half his HP? Pops the BKB in response. Pork Chop throws out the split earth, but it's not gonna walk them off for long with the rate.
This-
Baba Jack's BKBing, a counter BKB from Miss Snow, and Shake actually being shackled. Yeah, but you don't want to go on this Bristleback who still has BKB, melts your Shadow Shaman even with his 4-staff, and Miss Snow just standing face to face with Baba Jax, can't stand up.
Die so why?
Pork Chop to fall as well, and they're still trying to kill this Bristleback. It's just not gonna happen, my friends. How many? At this point, Shake is just rolling a train over them, and you know this is it's not looking
He's
good.
dealing nearly 500 damage per hit at this point in the game.
I wish I could click the fight recap. I don't know how to.
God,
Yeah, but
as a Bristleback.
yeah. I
Him
don't.
doing 500. We have Lauta Zu just going insane and have been given, as I mentioned before, just completely free reign. You have this Bristleback in the front line making so much space, and then this Wind Ranger and Clink's free to go on any target they please and dish out as much damage as possible.
So the biggest thing that we talked about on both sides is that, or at least I think I mentioned this like closing the end of the draft. It's that BBA don't really have an initiation. I kind of would have liked to see a Blink Dagger earlier instead of perhaps the Deso, because realistically speaking, I don't think you're hitting anyone this game as a Wraith King. You just kind of go in and then you get, like, it's kind of the issue we see with the Viper as well, right? As much as you have your slows and you can go in, you're just gonna get melted by physical damage, right? So if you get that Blink a bit earlier, maybe we could have seen some invades into the triangle when Lauta Zu just was farming those stacks with free raid. But now that he has all his items, you just can't stand up to him. He just pumps out way too much right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's is there any sort of comeback plan here? Any way?
Yeah,
that
pop
is
shot.
not great way to start.
Like
Drop
at this
dead.
point,
No
even this
buyback.
Wind Ranger is such a threat because of how little armor they have. Look at this Viper,
Mhm.
12 armor, and she's the Viper is standing next to the tower right now. This Shadow Shaman only 8 armor, and with all the armor reduction coming out from the side, Wave of Terror just cuts like 8 just straight away. So the Shadow Shaman is down to 8, like 0 armor already.
It
You're not
really
even-
feels like this Viper has. I mean, not this Viper. This Wraith King has to like catch somebody sleeping on the back line.
Yeah, and the swap, he's caught sleeping instead. He's about to fall, wake up, and fall again. There isn't really a save for him. BKB
Oh,
just
so
melts through
much
Karataki. Just the Gale Force stopping him miss. No, I think we're gonna see GG's called here, and
it's
that's
not
exactly
good,
what
yep.
is gonna happen.
Yep.
Team Injoker actually
Very
proving
impressive.
us all wrong. We thought their draft was gonna fall a bit flat. It looked a bit dicey with how early they got the towers, but they are able to sweep them back. You know, taking advantage of a bit of the aimlessness maybe after the early tower takes. They got all the towers, but then what?
Yeah, and I mean with the, I know we're harping on it a lot, but
Yeah, but that
the
really
Armored
is the story of the
Desert,
game,
this Viper
right?
As well. Yeah, I mean, they're not really heroes that can scale that far into a late game, especially when this Bristle is so tanky and you're going up against Clinks. Like, yeah, I mean, very impressive from Team Injoker. So let's not take anything away from them. They endured a pretty tough laning phase and managed to come back into this game and
Yeah, absolutely.
shake monster performance on this Bristol back.
Yeah.
And all of the other players chipping in and doing their part.
I think one interesting thing to note is that we saw, I think one of the pivotal moments is that tussle at the top lane. Like the fact that they brought all their heroes to defend that tower, they knew how important it was. And at that point in time, Breach, Burners, Anonymous, they were split up on the map. They weren't all together. They were trying to do it like, just with the Lash and the Viper and the Underlord, just a few of them, and they get so heavily punished for it. That's the start because they just get a huge kill on the Viper, and from there the Viper just gets easier and easier to kill.
Yeah, it's rough for BBA, but a very nice win for Injokers.
Yeah.
Take game 1.
Will you be joining us for
Game
next game,
2.
Benji?
I don't think I will. I think I will now go to sleep.
Very sad.
Aw.
Very sad.
But enjoy the game, fellas. Hopefully.
Thank you for joining us.
The bug does not happen again. Yeah, thank you for having me.
I mean, if it doesn't,
Yeah.
I just
You just reconnect.
yeah. It's
All right. Goodbye, my friends.
goodbye.
Okay, I'm gonna take a 2 here. I'll be right back.
All right. I'm gonna join the broadcast channel before you bounce.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so we have game 2 coming up of Breach Burner Associates. I'm updating my overlay right now. Gotta get the team text out in a bit. I keep forgetting, but we'll see which sides they're on and then I'll configure it. Right now, my co-caster's on a little bit of a break, but once again, you're watching We Like Dota League, and this is game 2 of the group stage between Team Injoker and Breach Burner Associates. We saw monster performance from Shake. On the Bristle back, he's not in the I mean, he is in the lobby, but he's waiting. Actually, Bristle back, 319 wins. That might just be his guy right now. Interesting that they didn't ban it out. Maybe it's a bit of a signature, but these teams should know each other very well because of the trash talk coming out from Miss Snow. But that's really gonna sting because you're kind of licking your wounds after the first game. It looked so good for them earlier on, but it just didn't fall through that way. And we're gonna see whether Bridge Burners can bring it back in game 2 or whether Team Injoker can sweep through them yet again. Yeah, meanwhile we're just waiting for the game to start, but that was a pretty exciting game. I honestly, maybe I underestimated the physical damage lineup. I mean, that's the strength of physical damage, right? It never gets to the point where you can't kill a hero unless you really fall so far behind. But with Lautazu just farming up a storm on that Clinks, it was easy for him to just stand and deliver, which is exactly what he did. I heard from Benji based on... Okay, let me just adjust my commands here. So you guys can actually press guest to check out who I'm casting with, and you can press score to check out the score of the games, and you can also, last but not least, wait, skip frames detected over last. Ooh, Monka. Okay, yeah, but you can also check out score. So I'm gonna type it in for you guys. And then yes. Yeah, I'm just gonna need to update that because I haven't actually done that. But yeah, it's been pretty fun first game. Honestly, these games have been like all very fun to watch. So I'm just, it's been a wild ride casting them because I don't know what to expect and I love being surprised. So yeah, let's here for good Dota, right, my friends? Let me just edit this command real quick. Passing my boy fourbeats. You can find him. Whew, are we gonna see a bit more trash talk? I guess not. They're all just taking a break, but looks like both teams are ready right now. We gotta take a look at if that's gonna be the case. Yeah.
Hello.
Hello, welcome back, Mr. Bizzle.
So what do you want to see in game 2 from Bridge Burners Anonymous?
Oh. I honestly am not too sure, but if they can get their hands on like the Dark Willow, which I'm not sure whether they can because that is a first phase ban against them, right? I don't know anything about this team, but one of the standouts for sure was is this a substitute? Vanderlei? Or was that their game 1? Was that match 1? Yes it was.
He was in game 1.
Was it? Was that the Wraith King? Wasn't it Daisai Y?
Maybe in-game tag is different than Steam tag?
Yeah, maybe. Give me a second. Let me just. Oh yeah, it is. You're absolutely right.
So I think that game 1 is really hard to like learn something from if you're Bridge Burners because like you won all the lanes. You did everything right at the beginning of that game.
Right, but I mean, it's also the fact that they kind of had a bit of a cheese strat going out of the pushing towers, right? So in the draft team in Injoker, definitely going to be looking out for that. But at the same time, I guess the thing that you can learn is that you might want to try out a different strategy when it comes to dealing with this physical lineup if that's what ends up happening. Because like we saw them kind of give Team Injoker what they want in terms of the all physical strategy, right? They didn't really have any particular pick that does well against physical damage lineup. No high armor, no armor buffs, no like save, no nothing like that. They just kind of all in on their own push strat. So maybe a bit of adjustment in the draft is what I like to see from Bridge Burners because that draft, you know, it kind of panned out for them, but I don't think it's gonna work again a second time. What about you? What do you think?
I think the other thing you have to consider is that like how many carries were banned out in that phase. So like you get this last pick and you're putting everything on this last pick and the only hero you could really pick is Wraith King. I don't think that was the pick that they necessarily would have wanted to pick. Especially in a game where you have so much space being created. Like I'm not sure if Wraith King is a hero in that lineup specifically that benefits from having all that space.
Yeah, I think they kind of picked him as like a pseudo initiator. It's like what we've been mentioning the whole of game 1 more or less, but it didn't pan out that way just because, you know, the Klings just got so far ahead and just melted him before he could get in. But we're into the draft of game 2 of the We Like Dota League. I'm joined by my boy fourbeats. We're casting Bridge Burners Anonymous versus Team Injoker. Bridge Burners Anonymous ended up losing the first game to Team Injoker. It was a mid-game comeback after a physical damage lineup just kind of rolled them and just got a bit out of control. But yeah, we're on to game 2. We're gonna see whether Bridge Burners Anonymous can adapt and overcome and learn something and maybe you know, take one game off Team Injoker, or whether Team Injoker can make this a 2-0. A bit more time spent on the initial bans right now might be the effects of, you know, the previous game. Just kind of.
Yeah, I'm curious if we don't see the Dark Willow ban.
Yeah. I think with Shake and Misto knowing each other so well, it might be or at least maybe it's one of the other players because Pork Chop was the one who played Pos 4, so it might be a Pork Chop. Dark Widow.
Mhm.
Okay, I'm gonna restart real quick just to like get rid of the spectating problem. Oh, actually,
Okay.
I don't need to do that yet, right? I can just check whether it's still a thing later. But it's the
See if you get
disruptor.
lucky.
Yeah, it's a disruptor first ban, and yeah, it's like this disruptor is a very highly contested hero. I mean, it didn't. If we think back to game one, it doesn't really play into any of their strategies that much, but it probably, you know, is a high, you know, a hero that has a very high contention between these two teams. That's why they're first banning in both games. The Slut banned out yet again.
I'm curious if we're gonna see the amount of carry targeting that we saw last game.
Right.
I think that made the draft very hard for both teams. I think Injoker definitely got the better end of that deal
For sure.
because they already had like,
Physical
multiple
damage,
heroes
right?
that
They
could
were kind
pick.
of like, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't actually know what you could pick there. I think Faceless Void would have been a phenomenal pick for them. But yeah.
Yeah, it was banned. Okay.
My
so...
friend says, could you help me check the stream? It says, I hear something like a wind tunnel sound.
A wind tunnel sound. I'll check it for you.
Okay, thank you.
Twitch.tv. Of course, I get an ad because I am not subscribed.
Thank you.
Let me rectify this.
No, you don't have to. Don't. You grinding for that I know what you grind for. You don't need a. It's a.
But that Ludwig, I'm grinding for that Ludwig subscription.
Yeah, right. Yes. Okay, but the bristleback ban out from Shake. You know, we didn't know this earlier on, but it seems like it's a bit of a siggy from him because he has it in his profile even. So 319 wins, not gonna make it 320. Denied. The Dazzle ban out. That's an interesting one. We didn't see this contested at all in the earlier game, but might just be another target ban as well, or maybe integral to their strat. We'll see. The first pick from Team Injoker is gonna be this Dark Widow that wasn't banned out earlier on. You know, Benji actually dropped us a cute little hint there, mentioned that it's been banned out against them so many times. We're gonna see what they can do with it and whether it lives up to the ban. This is also
you do
like
have some ambient noise coming through your mic on your stream.
Do I?
Mhm.
Okay. Let me try and fix that up then. Ambient noise. Huh. Am I like super soft or something?
You're a little quiet, and it sounds like there's like I don't know, almost like there's a highway outside your house. It's hard to.
It might be a bit of roadworks
Exactly.
or something, but I'm just gonna turn on the air conditioning.